breaking parts under pressure to making hundreds of dollars from only a few hours of work. Here are my worst and best gaming PC flips yet. Starting with my third worst flip. This was on the early stages of learning how to flip PCs. I wanted to experiment with flipping a higher end PC, so I picked up this deal for an RTX 4070 for only $420. I paired it with an i5-12600K and a few other high-end parts. In total, the build cost was about $1,200, so there was a lot at risk. The PC was listed for a long time. I decided to sell the GPU separately for some profit, and if it did sell before the PC, I would just find a replacement for it later.
I listed the RTX 4070 for sale for like $50 profit, and I have someone confirmed to come buy it right now. They haven't been responding, so I'm not sure if they're gonna come. They might, but you never know. My dog just barked, so I think they're here. I just sold the RTX 4070 for $470. I bought it for $422, so it's a $48 profit. Definitely really good for doing no work. So now the higher end PC doesn't have a graphics card. So I'll list the PC without a graphics card, still to get maybe like $100 profit.
I found a 3070 Ti Founders Edition and actually ended up selling that as well for another $50 in profit. And finally, after a long time, I decided to sell the PC without any GPUs. I had found someone locally to come look at it, and they're making up all these excuses like, I have to get a new motherboard, and I need more wattage. So they lowballed me quite a bit, and I decided to stand my ground, and they finally left. A week or two later, the PC finally sold online for a total profit of $50. In conclusion, it was a lot of stress and time wasted just for $50. Next up, we have my third best flip. This one was super unique. I decided to make a supercar themed PC to maybe make my PC stand out more to the teenage market. I got a model car and some white and red vinyl to recreate a racetrack, and in general, just to make it supercar themed. It was a really fun build with some really good deals, and it ended up looking really cool. It did kind of take a while to sell, almost a whole month, but we're going to keep this listing up and hopefully it sells soon. It's been a long time since I listed this PC. I think it's been about 3 weeks and not a ton of interest. I've lowered the price both on Java and on Facebook Marketplace, and I really hope it sells. And I'm actually leaving pretty soon to go on a trip, so if it sells online during the trip, I'll just have to ship it when I get back. Hopefully it does sell before I leave so that the buyer isn't waiting, but I just need this PC to sell so we can make some money. The PC finally sold after so long, and we're still making a good profit. This entire time I lowered the price just a little bit at a time, and ultimately it sold for $130 in profit. Not bad, but not too good. Next up, my second worst flip. This goes way back to the very beginning of season 1 of PC flipping. I was still learning the ins and outs and made a lot of mistakes. I built a PC with an AMD card.
Look at that RGB, baby.
And overpaid on almost every single part. The PC wasn't selling for 2 reasons. Number 1, it had an oldish AMD card. Most uneducated buyers only look for Nvidia cards because they're more popular. And number 2, the price was just way too high to make a profit. I just wanted to make some money. I listed the PC at what I wanted it to sell for and not what other people are willing to pay.
Well, it's been about 3 weeks. I'm having a similar story with episode 1 where it's not selling. And I think that because it's an AMD card, people don't like AMD graphics cards or something. I'm not exactly sure. I just did research on the processor and people said that this was a good option, so that's what I did.
After a long time of waiting, I sold the GPU separately again and then sold the PC without the graphics card, ultimately only making $20 in profit. Coming up next is our second best flip. It was built in this really nice Sama case with this modern wooden accent. I used the RTX 2080 Ti Founders Edition from a really good deal that I found, and I might talk about that later, by the way. The PC was listed for a little over 2 weeks, and when it sold locally, it made a total of $149.28. My honorable mention is the RTX 2080 Ti I talked about in the last build. I found a listing on eBay for 7 used RTX 2080 Ti's, and it had a pretty high price tag. I sent them like a 50% off lowball offer, not expecting to get anything, but surprisingly they accepted it. Now the catch is, and I did know about this, 3 of the graphics cards were broken. I decided to sell those 3, bringing the total price of the 4 that were working to $590. So that's almost $150 each, which is really good for that card. It's about $100 to $150 cheaper than its average price sold on eBay. Now we're getting into the good stuff. My worst flip I've ever had was from season 1, episode 3. I went out of town for 3 weeks to see family, so I decided to see if it was going to be possible to flip a PC under that time frame. I got what I thought would be some good used deals from eBay delivered to where we were staying, I got a white case and a few other white parts. To go along with the theme, I wanted to spray paint the GPU white. I had never opened a GPU before, so I was pretty nervous to do it. I sat down and patiently started unscrewing screws one by one. When it came to unplugging the fan cables, it was so stuck, I got a pair of pliers to try and make it easier, and unfortunately, I broke a cable on the GPU.
Really messed up while I was trying to get this back cover off of the graphics card. As you can see, I was trying to pull this little tab out that connects to the fan, and it accidentally broke this wire. And so hopefully, I'm hoping that fan will still work without it. I'm not sure if it will or if it won't. And if it does work, then that's great, but I don't think I want to tamper with this anymore because I don't want to break anything. I feel like I'm creating a bomb. Power. Whoa. Okay, so the cable that I cut is definitely the one that controls the speed. We got post.
It ended up being somewhat okay because it was a cable that controlled the fan speed for the GPU. So when I first turned it on, the fan was on 100% speed consistently. Since I was not home, I couldn't wait to get a replacement fan, and all the ones on Amazon were pretty expensive and would take about a week to arrive. I took the L and just sold the PC, addressing the problem, and changed the price accordingly.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Yo, what is this?
That's my new PC.
Bro, what? How much did that cost, bro? Yeah, bro. Why is it so clean?
I don't know, bro. It's just
Where'd you get that stuff?
press this button right there. Press that button. Dang. Press it again. Press it again.
Bro,
Press it about 15 times.
bro, you're just flexing. Stop.
Yo,
What?
RGB.
Stop. You're just flexing.
A couple more times.
Bro.
I might be flexing. I'm not gonna lie.
When I had one day left in the trip, it miraculously sold, only making me $50 in profit. Our last but not least flip, this build was so incredibly successful, I wish I could recreate it every time I build a PC. It started off featuring another RTX 2080 Ti Founders Edition from our honorable mention deal that we talked about earlier. I found this cool white fish tank case with these fancy infinity fans. This build was incredibly easy. No issues with small finicky parts, no troubleshooting. It was just truly smooth sailing. The aesthetics were really nice, so I got really good pictures, listed it online and locally. After a week of getting no messages and barely any views, I lowered the price, a little nervous about how long it would take to sell.
Because I lowered that price, and yeah, I mean, it's only been listed for about a week. Hopefully, it works. Got some more cases coming, so we got some more PCs to be built pretty soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
We have some amazing news. This PC sold on Java, and I have to say, it is probably one of the most profitable flips I've had on this entire YouTube channel. So stick until later on where I reveal how much money I made off this PC. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. In the meantime, it's already set up, it's already ready to go. We just need to pack it up for shipping because it sold online on Java. So let's go do that right now. Power it off. And then we'll put it into the box, add some foam to keep everything else safe, and it'll be ready to go. I patiently waited, and the next day it sold online for a really good price. I was so excited that it sold, I packed it up, dropped it off at the post office the exact same day. Even before I knew the total amount of profit, I knew this was probably going to be the most profitable PC. I counted up the build costs and subtracted the sale price, making this the best PC flip I've ever had, because it was so easy to build and only took a week to sell, making a total of
Freaking go, dude. That was best PC flip ever. Gone in like a week and a half. No troubleshooting at all. Stoked about that.
$170 in profit. Click right here if you want to see every episode of Season 1 in one video.